What's up YouTube, I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, competitive games from tabletop to video games, and today we are reviewing the Raven Spawn. Now the market price for this figure is around $30, which is not really that bad for a price point. Now before we begin, friendly reminder as always to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel a lot and I do really appreciate it. So with that being said, let's start opening. And here he is in all his glory. Now I have to tell you that this guy is extremely top heavy and I needed the stand just to make sure that he could actually stand on the spin table, which is kind of odd because I didn't have this much issue with the Redeemer, and the Redeemer has giant rings. So I was very surprised to find out that he's having a hard time standing. Now let's take a close-up look. So looking at that face sculpt, we see some amazing details. This thing just looks amazing. There's definitely no issues when speaking aesthetically about this specific figure. Everything about it is just on point. From even his arms, even those nails. Look at those nails on those hands. Like, wow, that's actually insane. Everything about the details, the paint application is just perfect. There's really no issues that I have of this figure. Even like the cape, nice details. I like it. That's very like regularly. Surprisingly, like the forearms you're going to see in a moment, but those are actually rubber and not even plastic. So that was kind of cool. And just look at that face, like, oh, that looks awesome. Very creepy. Love it. So looking at some of more of that amazing details on the lower half of his body, we can see like a cool faces for his shins. That is just awesome. If my camera wants to focus, there we go. Just look at that. It's like kind of like skulls but flesh. It really reminds me of the Book of the Dead from Evil Dead. So definitely, it's very cool. I love the concept of this figure so much. I think it's about time we check some articulation. So starting with the head sculpt, he could turn side. It's on a ball joint, so it could turn 360. Can't really look down that much. Could definitely look up. Now, these are actually extremely pointy, so I kind of stopped myself before. The arms cannot really go that high that way. If you want to actually move the shoulders and have it spread out. Fuck. Okay, back again, and yeah, so I had to pop it in because it went on its ball joint, so we're going to have to lift the cape up if we're going to do that, so that's what I didn't really do before. Yeah, so if you want the arms to be out like this, that's the only way. The other way, it's very hard because you have to have the rubber, because this is all rubber, even the cape, so you're going to have to put it in, and then you're going. So that's it for the shoulder articulation. Now let's go into the elbows over here. So nice, decent. These are rubber completely. The hands look really cool. You could definitely put things in. Very nice. The nails are awesome. Look how pointy that looks. Incredible. Now the abs are not that great, so going upwards it's decent. It's definitely stops posability because of the cape a little bit. Going downwards is a hard time. I feel like I really have to force it because it kind of like blocks with this guy, so that's a bit of an issue on my end. Now one thing that I do like for the legs, so it can move outwards if we just move here. So this much I won't really dare to do anymore. Could kick. Now one thing that I do like is because this part is rubber as well, but what they did for the knee bend is if we go full knee bend, we actually notice that the plate is completely separate and there's an extra knee over here, which is perfect. This is like ideal of someone wearing armor, so I thought that was perfect that they did like that. Okay, and then if we check the leg, there's an ankle bend over here, and then it could definitely move side to side. Okay, and these are just rubber. Now I think it's about time we check some other accessories. As always, you always get a Spawn Pug. So you get these really cool sickles attached to a chain. Now surprisingly, the chain is really not flexible at all. So if you're having both of his hand holding them, it's not really a decent pose. Now his axe spear looks amazing. Now this one I'm doing by hand because it does have amazing details that I do really want to show if my camera wants to focus. There we go. Like just look at that detail. It's just on point. Every single thing about it just looks amazing, and it's just constant like skulls just going like downward, so it's really cool. Like even at this point, look at that. That's just awesome. Now I think it's about time we check some size comparison. Here he is next to the Redeemer. Now I have to say, while Raven Spawn is holding his axe, he's able to actually stand quite properly. Here he is next to our previous spawn review, the Clown. Link of the video will be in the description down below. And finally, here he is next to Spawn X from the Adventures of Spawn Series 2, which if this video receives 10 likes, I'll be opening this figure and starting opening and reviewing the rest of the Adventures of Spawn series. And that's it for a review of Raven Spawn. Now in all, aesthetically, it is an amazing figure. It just, when it comes to posability, it is quite terrible. So this is definitely something that I would say probably wasn't the best when it came with design, especially trying to pose it, and also for playability it is godly awful. So definitely would not recommend if this is the type of figure that you want to either display in a specific way or playing with it. But if it's one that you just want to keep it in display standing up with like just the base, or keep it there in a box hanging like on the wall, then I do highly recommend this figure because aesthetically it's just perfect. Now that's it for our video. Now if you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. And if you want a sneak peek of future products we're planning to review here on the channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, VaughnGear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.